how much deductions under Income Tax Act and what are the conditions to claim deduction, sir?
There are so many deductions available. The government has given deductions from income tax, taxable income,
Okay.
to levy the tax on after income after deductions. So why the deductions are allowed? Means deductions are allowed to encourage savings, housing, to cover housing, to encourage education, also to encourage investments in infrastructure, national pension scheme, like that. So the government wants whatever the funds invested or saved or spent for education or spent for housing should be deducted from the taxable income, so that the taxpayer will be encouraged, motivated to save more, to spend on housing and education, and also to contribute for infrastructure development or national pension scheme. So go to help to make deposit with the government to provide funds. That is the purpose of giving deductions to, allowing deductions to taxpayers. So the deductions allowable are some different ways. There is one section 80C, that is total up to 1,50,000 eligible for deduction.
1.5 lakh.
1.5 lakhs.
Okay.
From the tax income. So that up to 1.5, what are the under what heads these are, what savings is eligible for? Up to total of 1.5 lakh. Suppose a person makes a saving of 2 lakhs, but is eligible only up to 1.5 lakh only.
Okay.
If a person makes a saving of only 75,000, he is eligible only up to 75,000, but not 1.5 lakh.
Okay.
So it depends upon the actual deposits, actual savings made by him.
Okay.
So what are those savings eligible for deduction up to 1,50,000? Let us see life insurance premiums.
Okay.
So the premium should not be more than 10% of the sum assured. Suppose there is single premium policies are there. Suppose a person contributes 2 lakhs, but the 2 lakhs is policy, so he is eligible only for 20,000, because 10% of the premium. Okay. Suppose a person is contributing 2 lakhs policy, but he is paying yearly 10,000, so he is eligible for up to total amount 10,000 is eligible. Okay. So that limited to 10% of the issued value, policy amount is, that is up to, that is allowable. And next is that policy should not be cancelled within 2 years.
2 years.
From the date of entering into policy. Next, single premium policy is also eligible, but subject to limit of 10% of the income sum assured. And another contribution allowed is, in addition to life insurance, that is PPF, Public Provident Fund. Okay. That is also eligible. Just on PPF is also eligible for deduction. And Employee Provident Fund.
EPF also.
EPF.
Okay.
Is also eligible. Next, national is contributions made to national savings certificates. That is, the government borrows money from the people by giving guarantee. That is, national savings certificates will be given by the government, repayable after 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, like that, depending upon the maturity value. That is also eligible up to 1.5 lakh limit. And so Sukanya Samriddhi, suppose a person is having a child, he wants to, girl child we can say, he wants to save for his children marriage. So if he deposits some amount in the first year, second year, and it will encash after 21 years or 23 at the time of marriage. Okay. So that amount, whatever is deposited, up to within the limit of 1.5 lakh, is also eligible for deduction. Mutual funds. Mutual funds with 3 years locking period. Any person contributes, eligible contribute, that is, mutual funds also should get permission from the government that any contribution collected by the mutual funds is eligible for deduction under section 80C. And that mutual fund maximum limit is within 1.5 lakh, that is also covered. And market linked returns. And next one is senior citizens saving schemes are there. That the minimum lock-in period is 5 years. Any senior citizen who is crossed 60 years of age, if he is not eligible for insurance policies, fresh insurance policies, he may make a deposit for 5 years. For the period of 5 years, that is also eligible scheme. That every bank is having that option. Every bank can, any senior citizen can approach any bank to make a deposit with a lock-in period of 5 years to claim the deposit, to claim the deduction. And next, that highest amount eligible is maximum amount depositable under this senior citizen deposit scheme 15 lakhs. Means every year 50,000 or 50,000 or 1 lakh like that. Up to maximum it is 15 lakhs only. If it crosses 15 lakhs, is not eligible for deduction.
Okay.
Suppose a person is contributing every year 50,000. He is contributing from last 20 years. It became 10 lakhs. And if a person contributes 1 lakh per annum, it crosses, it becomes 20 lakhs in 20 years.
Correct.
But is eligible only up to 50 lakhs.
50 lakhs.
Above 50 lakhs is not eligible, and that will not be eligible for deduction. Next, any loan facility is also eligible under this scheme, but loan is different. It cannot be considered for income. And next year, past year, 5 years tax savings bond deposit schemes are there with post office or banks. Tax savings, there is separate dedicated deposit scheme is there with every bank.
Okay.
Every scheduled bank will issue the fixed deposit certificate that is eligible for tax saving. It is called tax saving deposit scheme.
Okay.
So that is also eligible for deduction up to 1,50,000, and that deposit can be made either in the name of himself or in the name of wife or in the name of child. Even wife also can make in the name of herself or in the name of husband or in the name of minor child. Even joint deposit holders also eligible for deduction. Even tuition, one more deduction available for tuition fees. Any person is spending for children education is also eligible for deduction. That is only tuition fees, but not hostel fees or transportation from school to home to school. That is not eligible. Only tuition fee is eligible for deduction up to the maximum limit, and the eligible limit also maximum 2 children only, not more than 2 children.
Not more than 2.
2 children. If a person is having 3 children, the tuition fee is paid for only 2 children.
Only 2 children.
Eligible for deduction. If the third child tuition fee will not be eligible for deduction. And next, the housing loan repayment. Any person who takes a loan to purchase a house or flat, he is eligible for. He is eligible if he pays repayment. He repays the installments to of a housing loan. He is also that housing loan is also eligible for deduction. But the house should not be sold within 5 years from the purchase, from the date of purchase.
Okay.
Means he should hold the house. He should continue to be the owner at least for 5 years to claim deduction. Next is stamp duty paid on purchase of housing loan, house purchase also eligible for deduction.
Okay.
And next one is all this is limited to 1,50,000. The person may be having any 1 or 2 or more combinations to claim maximum up to 1.5 lakh. If a person is having 3 lakhs under all these heads, but eligible only for 1,50,000.
Okay.
If the person is having from all these deductions is having only 1,20,000, so he is eligible for only 1,20,000. Depends upon actual payment.
Okay.
One more deduction available is annuity plans. Maturity taxable. Annuity plans are also eligible to some extent. There is some restrictions are there, but that is also eligible for annuity plans. National pension scheme. We stated, as we discussed earlier, any person can make a deposit up to 2 lakhs.
Okay.
He is eligible for deduction. If a person makes a deposit of 1.5 lakh, he is eligible for only 1.5 lakh. If a person makes a deposit of 2.5 lakhs, he is eligible for only 2 lakhs.
2 lakhs.
But these 2 lakhs is having restrictions. These 2 lakhs are included to 1.5 lakh.
Okay.
Earlier we have discussed the same deductions. If the person makes a deposit of 1.5 lakh earlier, housing loan repayment or school fees or all these. So if that is 1.5 lakh and is eligible for another, because the 2 lakhs limit is there, another 50,000 he can make a deposit under national pension scheme and claim deduction. Means the total deduction is available is 1.5 lakh under ATC plus 50,000 the national pension scheme.
Okay.
So maximum limit is 2 lakhs limit. This is additional benefit of 50,000. And this is maturity. National pension scheme maturity should be after completing 60 years age only.
Okay.
And if any person contributed national pension scheme, he receives the money after attaining 60 years of age. 60% of that amount is exempt. Only 40% is taxable.
Okay.
Suppose a person is contributing every year 2 lakhs. He receives an amount of rupees 20 lakhs after 60 years national pension scheme.
Correct.
So 60% is exempt. Only 40% is taxable.
Got the point.
And if a person is willing to withdraw that national pension scheme deposit, before 60 years of age.
Hmm.
So only 25% will be eligible for exemption.
Okay.
Remaining 75% is taxable.
Okay. 25% only.
Yes.
Hmm.
And next, suppose a person expires before to 60 years of age, nominee gets the amount.
Okay. The same will be get nominee. Okay.
Nominee is not taxable at all.
Mhm.
Nominee is total amount received by nominee is exempt. So this is a benefit, because even that 40% also not taxable for nominee,
Okay.
because that is a given national pension scheme. And another benefit, another deduction available is health insurance. That is 25,000 for himself, for his spouse and children, and 50,000 if their parents are children, senior
citizens. Okay.
Means 75 up to 75,000 the person is eligible for. If the subject to condition, he should contribute and paid. With payment is first condition. So he should have paid health insurance, 25,000 subscription for premium for health insurance for himself and family, and 50,000 for senior citizens.
Senior citizens.
So this health insurance benefit is available. Even for health checkup is also considered for deduction.
Okay.
And this is available for HUF and individuals. But if there is no mediclaim for senior citizens, that is also eligible.
Okay.
The premium paid, but no mediclaim policy. Mediclaim is no claim is made for reimbursement expenditure. Parents of senior citizens, any expenditure spent up to 50,000 is eligible for individual and HUF.
Okay.
HUF means any member of the HUF can spend that amount for the other members of the family. That is also eligible for deduction.
Deduction.
And next is medical expenses for chronic diseases. There may be some patients who may be having chronic disease, maybe Parkinson, maybe some other disease which cannot be cured. They need lifelong treatment.
Yeah.
So for them, and also physically disabled people. For them 75,000 per disability per annum, and 1,25,000 for severe disability. They have to get a certificate from the register from the medical practice doctor, medical profession doctor, that he is eligible for his severity of disability. So and so percentage. Based on the percentage only, he is eligible for
they will
deduction.
get the deduction. Okay.
Deduction. It need not be spent to the flat deduction.
Okay.
This is not based on spending.
Okay.
I approach schemes of LIC and UTI. And next one is specified. There are specified diseases, chronic diseases also there. For those people, 40,000 for for himself and wife, and 1 lakh for senior citizens.
Okay.
Any extra amount spent for chronic disease,
Okay.
up to 40,000 is eligible, provided the prescription is available and payment evidence is available.
Okay.
And also in the same way for parents of senior citizens, up to 1 lakh for their treatment is also eligible for this claim. And for that, to claim the deduction, here the taxpayer has to file a form 10I before filing the return of income, and even in that actually that HF is also eligible for deduction. And next one is higher education loan. Suppose now we are saying many people are sending their children to
abroad
for continuing their education, and for them also there is some exemption. Interest on eligible housing loan for himself, for spouse, and also for children.
Okay.
Even full-time education, part-time education
is also eligible. Okay.
And the deduction is eligible 8 years.
8 years.
Deduction is eligible up to 8 years from the
commencement of loan repayment. Okay.
Repayment of commencement. Suppose a person started repaying the loans because he is earning income, so that deduction is eligible up to 8 years.
Okay.
And interest should have been paid from the taxable income. That is important. Next one is, if any person has repaid the housing loan, so that is not eligible for deduction. Only interest on housing loan is eligible for deduction.
Okay.
And for this, all government educations, private education also covered. I mean, it need not be necessary that only government, it should be a government institution, government registered institution, it need not like that.
Okay.
It should be any education institution recognized by the government. It is not, need not be owned by the government.
Okay.
And next is interest on housing loan, up to rupees 50,000 is also eligible. And that is house value is less than 50 lakhs. Loan is the 35 lakhs.
Okay.
The loan should be, house value is less than 50 lakhs.
Okay.
Loan should be less than
35 lakhs.
And eligible for 50,000 on the house.
Okay.
So this is also eligible for any additional deduction. Next, housing loan interest. Housing loan interest is also eligible. That is up to 1,50,000, and that is also only for first house. That is, if you are already having a house, this interest paid on housing loan is not eligible. If you are having only one house, this is only for residing residents only you are using. That is eligible up to 1,50,000, and house value should be less than 45 lakhs.
Okay.
Means affordable house, the house value should be less than 45 lakhs, and the housing loan interest should be paid on that housing loan. So there is some repetition going on. Why the loan should be only encourage loans. If any person wants to contribute from his own sources, he doesn't want to go for loan.
Correct.
Why not the benefit be given to them?
Correct.
For that purpose, the government representation is going that up to any house up to 45 lakhs, the standard may be given, additional benefit may be given in addition to standard action.
Correct.
So that proposal is there. That proposal also considering, and this is for only for loan taken for construction and acquisition, not for commercial purpose. So if it is a building is constructed is different, used is different.
Correct.
If the building is constructed for residential purpose, but used for commercial purpose, it is not eligible for deduction.
Okay.
And one more deduction, to encourage environment protection or to maintain pollution-free atmosphere, the government is encouraging electric vehicles also.
Okay.
So any loan taken to purchase the electric vehicle up to 1.5 lakh value, up to 1.5 lakh interest paid on electric vehicle loan.
It may be two-wheeler or four-wheeler?
Any vehicle.
Okay.
Only for not eligible for, it may be two-wheeler or four-wheeler.
Four-wheeler.
Any vehicle.
Yeah.
Deduction is only for, not eligible for every year. It is only for 1 year only.
1 year and one time only?
Only one time. Only one time. And even if the interest not paid also, that is eligible for deduction. And there is no limit of cost of vehicle.
Okay.
There need not be necessary that you should have a vehicle of not less than 12 lakhs, 15 lakhs like that. Even if you purchase a vehicle of
more than
20 lakhs also, is eligible for
okay.
1,50,000 deduction on interest paid,
okay.
on loan taken.
Okay. This is purely support to grow electric vehicle business, encourage
okay. electric vehicles.
Okay.
And one more deduction available is donations given. Donations given by individuals or HUF is also eligible for deductions.
Okay.
Those who give donations may be charitable institutions, education institutions.
Correct.
Maybe some other institutions which are approved by the institution, approved by the income tax department, registered with income tax department, eligible for deduction. Those who are having exemption, eligible certificate and an ATG certificate issued by the income tax department. Any donation given to such institution, they are eligible for deduction.
Okay.
That is only for approved institution registered under the income tax department and obtained deduction under ATG, means that is donations deduction exemption certificate also.
Okay.
And that is eligible even in giving kind also. It is not necessary that you give cash also. Sometimes you can give, sometimes you can give a vehicle to that institution, or means two-wheeler, means wheelchair may be given,
okay.
or some other maybe beds are useful for eatables also. That is also eligible for deduction. And one more condition is the donation should not be given in cash more than 2,000.
Okay.
Suppose if a person gives 10,000 in cash, only 2,000 is eligible for deduction.
So if we can give check.
Yes.
Demand
if
draft.
he wants to give donation, he has to give check only. If it is more than 2,000.
Okay.
Suppose a person wants to give 50,000, he has to give only through check. If he gives cash also, only 2,000 is eligible for deduction. And for this, there are some organizations which are 100% exempt, means those are promoted by the central government, maybe Prime Minister Relief, PM CARES Fund, some other funds central notified by the government are eligible for 100% deduction.
100%.
For other private organizations which are registered with income tax department are eligible for deductions for donations, that is 50%.
50% only.
Suppose a person gives 50,000 donation to a education institution, which is approved, owned by the central government, 100% eligible. But if he gives to a approved institution, means registered with the government, but maintained by private party,
that 50% only will be.
Only 50% will be eligible for deduction. Next is rent payment. Suppose a person is paying a rent to in a rented premises and paying a rent. He is eligible up to 5,000 or actual payment.
Okay.
Suppose a person is paying a rent of 7,000 or 8,000 per month to house owner. It should be through check only. It should not be through cash. If that amount is Up to 5,000 that is eligible. Means yearly 60,000 is eligible for
Okay.
to claim the reduction. And next one, it should not be more than 25% of the total income. And the rent paid is less than 10% of total income. That should be eligible, and that are eligible for deductions. And next deduction is savings, interest and savings account.
Okay.
Any person who makes a deposit in the bank accounts is eligible for interest, and up to 10,000 is not liable for any tax that deduction. And if the person depositor is more than 60 years and is eligible for any bank deposit, post office, cooperative banks, individuals, HUF deduction up to 50,000. So senior citizens are eligible up to 50,000 on interest earned on deposit with banks, and whereas the others people are eligible for deduction up to 10,000.
Okay.
Means not senior citizens.
Correct.
Next one is physically handicapped. Any person is physically handicapped and certified by the medical profession, and he is eligible for deduction up to 75,000
Okay.
or 40%, and he has to file a. And if the disability, we discussed earlier, 75,000. If the disability is less than 40%,
Okay.
if the disability is more than 40%, it is 1,25,000. So every taxpayer, every person who wants to claim deduction under this physically handicapped provision, he has to file Form 10IA before filing the return of income.
Okay.
And that he should have paid from the taxable income. And next, let us go for what are the conditions required to claim the reduction.
Yes.
Now, earlier we have discussed what are the amounts eligible for reductions. Now we discuss
what are the conditions
to claim the reduction. That should not be a double claim. Suppose husband and wife making a deposit, joint account, both should not claim. Only one should claim, not one, not both. And it should be claimed in return of income tax return. It is not that automatic. It should be claimed in income tax return that I want to claim these reductions. Next is what are the amount paid. There should be evidence for that. Means evidence means receipt issued by the suppose if you are paying insurance, the insurance policy receipt should be, premium receipt should be there. If you are paying to education fees, that receipt should be issued by the education institution. If you are paying interest to the bank should give a certificate. If you want to pay, if you paid interest, you earned interest on income from government post office, that also will give issue certificate. And the amounts paid, the interest paid on housing loan, that is all the installments paid, that is also eligible for deduction, and that is on actual payment. It is not that on.
Okay.
It is not that on, that is depend upon only actual payment. And next one is the person paid is eligible for reduction. Suppose a person is paying from his account to provident fund.
Correct.
But he cannot claim that the same in the hands of his wife.
Okay.
So the person who is paying only eligible to claim the reduction.
Okay.
These deductions are only for individuals and HUFs, available for partnership firms or companies. And any member of the HUF also can claim these deductions. The basic condition is person should pay from the taxable income.
Okay.
And he should pay through banking channel. And he should have receipt from that.
Okay.
Evidence of payment. And also he should not claim again double claim. There should not be double claim. You should ensure that there is no double claim. And also it is to be eligible for deduction and within the limits, means 10% of the sum issued, or that what are the limits prescribed, that should be within the limit, means 1.5 lakh up to 80C, another 50,000 for National Pension Scheme, and all they are within the limits and eligible. Even if you paid more also, that is not eligible. The deduction is limited. If you pay less, only the actual payment paid is eligible for deduction.
Okay.
These are the deductions available for all taxpayers.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is a special discussion with K. Hanumanlu, sir. Please subscribe